Oh, I missed this. We have Hormuz. Don't mind me, I'm taking that. Would look much better in control of my vassal. Right, so as expected, we've given them an opening. Didn't really want to give them such an opening. But if they want to come crawling into my country... Okay. They more than 2-1 us, which is far from ideal. But I wonder if we can take them on anyway. See, their tech is not terrible, but ours is better. They'll get there on the 18th, we'll be there on the 14th, so we'll be there to stop them. They'll probably take a river crossing, but otherwise it is dry lands. It's always risky to leave just one behind, but that's what we're doing anyway. And I'm not using anywhere near the number of artillery that I like to use normally, so our back and sides are going to get pounded here. Fortunately, when you have deserved dice rolls, like I do, you can cleave through an enemy. What does your kingdom look like, Jake? What do you mean all this? Looks pretty good. Looks pretty big. That said, I'm not the biggest fan of blobbing, but still. It is what it is. And it is pretty good. There we go, that sent them back a bit, and now we can push forward that bit better. Alright, the Kara, or Kangra. There was a curse here, we could never take it down reasonably, and it would constantly give us disease outbreaks for our defenders, which was no good for us. Quite the opposite of good for us. Not bad. Then I am spreading my line awfully thin here. So thin that he's coming knocking onto that stack that has no general. Not quite keen to buy in another general for them. But then maybe you were going to make your move, who's to say? We'll have you back you up and we'll have you guys march as 40s from now on. Okay, that made them rethink their approach there. No penalty for us, we just march in, we kill, we keep moving. Jings, these places fall like nothing on earth. Don't even feel like I need to move as a 40 now. So how about those fleets I was talking about? Like I said, I want you privateering the heck out of the English Channel. And we'll probably move along from there as time goes on. We'll see how the naval force limit looks as well. Joke nations, these Indians. You'd almost think they had these forts mothballed. Better grab this before somebody colonizes it as well. Let's not accidentally abandon a colony though, that would be terribly bad. That said, do I really want this, or are there other things that are more pressing? Sealing off the Canadian region and the Hudson Bay region are important. But I think we don't have to worry about the impressing France anytime soon, still. It's a direction to go. Nah, I think sealing off the coastline is more important. We'll have all the time we need to take it over after all. There's no need to worry. There was never any need to worry, and there's certainly no reason to worry now. Destroy the Chagatai. Weren't you? No, well, never mind. You're probably going to back them up. That's fine, I can help you out. And otherwise we can keep on moving on in. Feels good to crush these guys after all the problems they gave me. Also feels good to get another Inquisitor. That's just what the Doctor ordered. Chew Fox says, I just pre-ordered Stellaris, but I have absolutely no idea how to play it. Well, don't you worry, I've got your back covered there. I know a thing or two about Stellaris, and it comes out fairly soon, so you'll be seeing it here fairly sooner? Can I say that? I can probably say that. Can't worry too much about those things, otherwise I wouldn't say anything, would I? Where in the world is Kagrin, and why do I care? I would actually quite like that, since it'll give us global settler increase quite a lot and for a long time, so maybe I can tell one of my current colonists to forget about what they're doing, like you, and instead get on whatever that province is called. Oh, poor Sind want peace. What a pity for them. It'll be a pity for me if I don't actually watch my back here. Chings, they're slaughtering me. Probably because I had no general at all there. But with little help from our friends, we've got it all covered. Jake, hello. Is there info when on May 9th Stellaris will come out, like 7 PM CET? That is all down to Steam, really. There's a usual time that they go live, usual time that most Steam games go live, but I'd be lying if I said I knew exactly when that was, and it's also not something we can guarantee on our side anyway. I know that was a very wishy-washy answer, but if I had better, I would give you better. Yeah, politician percent. Yeah, the couch is keeping me in my place here. So I better get on this pretty quickly because I won't need a lot of war score where I'm going. Where I'm going is actually getting some nice borders for Baluchistan. Because they've had ugly borders since the day I had them. Split up or elongated, border-like. Nah, none of that is good. What I want is Baluchistan looking nice and pretty as my buffer state in and around Persia. It'd be so funny if I was giving these to the wrong person. But I'm not that daft. I can't even humiliate Jampur anymore, which is disheartening. But I could always just slap them out. Take some money or something after I've suitably dashed their units. Another one bites the dust. I'm pretty low on strength to be charging face first into these guys, but doesn't that just make it more thing you want to do? I'm thinking it is. Ah, but we're blocked by Delhi, so never mind that. Delhi will fall soon enough. Just as you did. Jake, return the Persian cores for good borders. Granted, they're just borders that the Ottomans are going to eat into. Which makes me wonder if that's really something I care about doing anyway. How I wish I could march into you, but we need Delhi to fall first. It would fall a bit faster if we had our units there, I'm certain. We'll give it a fighting chance. It already has our 2 siege general on it. And with some extra cannon... not quite enough. What a shame. And during all this jiggery-pokery, it allows us to... I just wanted to make sure that wasn't something I'd accidentally left behind that does nothing. With all this jiggery-pokery, it gives us time to get these sieges going, and not sieges, but convert our country. And as expected, the siege of Kangra is just going nowhere. That's more like it. I wonder if I even want them out of this. After all I need are these provinces off of Sind. Do I really care about giving that land to Persia? Part of me thinks I really don't. And this would look a bit better if I controlled the river. Granted, that is taking your capital from you. I'm sure we can come to some kind of mutually beneficial agreement. My vassal goes stronger. And you die. I'm gonna need Derjat as part of that, though. I wonder if we could track metrics on just how many inputs you give into the game over the course of a campaign. Reflecting on some of my longer campaigns, Jings, the numbers would be through the roof. We have plenty for the south. I need to focus on the north as well. And finally, Esprit de Corps. Just wonderful. Amazingly, that single Plotzk unit almost lasted long enough. Sadly, almost is not enough, but still, they did their job. If their job was to hold out. Jinx. Cinderly did got big. It must have been through a lengthy friendship with Jean-Pure. I wonder what would happen if I broke these two up. They'd probably ally shortly after, but hey. Oh, that's right, I also want this province, don't I? You guys take care of that. You folks take care of these. And now that Delhi is down, forward march. It's funny, because what we're doing here is making our march stronger. Do Baluchistan go religious? They don't go much, do they? I'm giving them a Sikh province, so they may have a bit of trouble with that. Jake, can we get a quick check-in on Italy? Italy's holding their own. Don't know how they're managing it, but they're holding their own. Losing the battles, but they have yet to give up much in the way of land here. If only some big, powerful, preferably Eastern power had helped them out, they probably would have managed that. But hey, there's only room for one on that boat. Now, do I really want to save the Danes here? Sometimes you just gotta save the day. It's actually gonna be a tight one. They're certainly keen that they can win this one. We already have artillery in the front row, but yeah, we're good. What an unfortunate day to be them. But we're looking good on that front. We'll leave you behind with that. Get the sieges going. Can't push forward because we have Gerd in our way. Jake, are there any Eastern Tech nations left in the world? Shirvan? No, they were never Eastern Tech. Theodora westernized, I'm certain. Polotsk is. Not that they're going to exist for too much longer, but they're there. Being asked if anything interesting is happening in Africa. The existence of Luba is something. The existence of Benin as well, but there's been very little in the way of colonization since the Iberians were wiped out early. Right, taking Jean-Pure's capital. That'll be a big turning point for this war. Not that there's really a point to turn here. The enemy is dying. So is my manpower, granted, but I've been going for a non-merc playthrough here. That's my way of legitimizing the fact that I've been too lazy and tight-fisted to bother getting mercenaries. Since we're a ways away from getting this, maybe I could just separately grab them from you. So I think these countries are so big, we have to push in quite far before they even consider letting us grab what we're fighting for. English Columbia have decided to border us, that's their mistake. And these battles haven't actually been giving us the war score I've been looking for, and it's because I haven't made it a show superiority war. I guess that's my fault. And that is also my fault. Should have had a closer eye on that. Wherever you're running to, which is Multan, I'm gonna have to back you up there. Because we split up too much. Jake, do you know France and Iberia will get rebalanced in the next patch? I do know, but I'm not going to go into details. Not because it's anything big, just because I prefer to avoid details, because no matter what I say, people are going to get on my case about it. I don't like people getting on my case. I mean, what's the point? It's these two provinces that are adding an uncomfortably large amount to the war score, and I'm not keen to push this just to get it. Although I'm quite happy to keep stomping all over Jampur. In the next multiplayer game, I strongly suspect that Jampur is going to be in the hands of none other than Starnan. So there we go, that'll make Baluchistan have much more acceptable borders. And that'll put Jampur and Sindh in their place for everything they did to me. Would have been a clever thing to actually check the aggressive expansion on doing that, but I'm confident that... Oh, okay, that's a lot. Because even the Ottomans got a fair chunk out of that, all that Sunni land. But there we go, that's a not so ugly Baluchistan, and if I had coloured wastelands on, even that would be their colour. Looking good. Now, oh yeah, what about your overextension from all that? It's horrifically high, but I'm sure they'll be okay. In the off chance that they are not completely okay, we'll have a few divisions around there to pick up the pieces, and the rest of them can... Well, really, what else is there for my armies to do? There are no big wars left to fight in Europe. Have a nice, relaxing march back here. And oddly enough, it's Baluchistan that are the angry ones. Probably because their relationship with me has fallen to such a high degree. So I will placate their rulers. I'll placate them again, and I'll also placate Polotsk. Just for good measure, you know. That's what happens when you play with big vassals, but you don't actually have the diplomats to maintain them. Or go on any diplo focus whatsoever. Notice that Italy just managed to fight back to regain Piedmont. And this. I don't think the war is going to go very well for them. They're losing a heck of a lot of everything. Don't know why they try to resist this. Italy thinks otherwise on the big wars left in Europe front. It's for them to think and me to sit snug at home about. This colonization has taken longer than anyone's got time for. Okay, you've actually gone to war with the Americans, which is a warning sign for me to actually step in. Because you're winning, and that's going to make you even stronger. Ah, we still have a truce? What's all this about? Not for much longer, granted, but still. What I could do is get enough of New Scotland to have my own colonial nation around here. Not sure if that's what I'm wanting, but it would give me an extra merchant. Which gets me back to the I'm not sure if it's what I'm wanting stance. So culturally, all this land is in the same group, so it's going to be the same issue as Polotsk. I've force-fed them, but I've force-fed them land that they'll be able to core quite easily and quickly. Well, I say that, but they're not making any moves to do a lot of coring here. Maybe they're out of it. No, they're doing some of it, and some should be enough. Also, I'm hemorrhaging a touch of money here. Partly due to running some expensive advisors. Let's bring you down a bit, it's not like I need it. Partly to subsidizing my colonies as well. And also I have a huge army that I don't really need to have right now. Trim back on the expenses there. Jake, grab expansion idea for third colonist. That's what I'm likely going to do. But it means I need these ideas. And you know, I don't want to spend over the cost on that. I'm already ahead of time. Estonia would look better if it owned this. Allied with Cleves and Riga. Cleves was once big and scary. What happened to them? Looks like Munster happened to them. Can't even claim the Netherlands happened to them. Jake, get your additional light ships going. Aye. Aye, aye. Where are we going then? I want to privateer Bordeaux just in case it makes a significant difference on the incomings from English Peru, right? I mean, it might. And you folks. Yeah, English Channel still makes us some good money. I want to see English Channel mostly powered by pirates. Yeah, their guns are not enough to deflect us here. Better than Pietien any day of the week. Maybe. Okay, it's not even that expensive. Let's just grab it. We need that expansion on the double. Is that Livonian Order in South America? I hope not. Oh, you were probably looking at this? Hold on, maybe this is what you're looking at, but that is the Great Leon. I'm actually happy they survived. Also happy about this, my colonial nation continuing to grow for me. I've stopped giving them subsidies actually, I should change this. They don't need much, but I'll give them some. Because I'm a generous overlord. Being asked to check France's Liberty Desire. Nah, they're looking fine. France's Liberty Desire is only 41%. It could well grow in time, especially if Austria don't play it safe. The thing about personal unions is they're easier to keep in place because you can get some loyalists on the go. I knew this was coming. You can be forgiven for thinking, why didn't I prepare for it then? The rover extension is still a little high. But I can take care of their wimpy units. We are much stronger than them. But who were they then? They were Korzani, which means there are going to be other people that want to rise up. He's already increased autonomy across the board, so there's going to be a lot of issues for this guy. But I'm here to take care of them. Okay, I wanted to keep those totemists around, but away they go. I see you there, Alicious. Hold on, Ming started to westernize again? No, they completed westernization and they didn't fall apart. Good job, Ming. You make me proud, I guess. I'm also due another colony to set up, so I'll take away from... who exactly? You don't need that. But you could go there. Also, are Permaban colonizing anything? Yes, yes they are. That's excellent. And I think I'm going to get Ming back as a rival. There we go. How much base tax can Ming now fully use? A ludicrous amount of it. Ming are number 4 in development with 1272, and now they're going to have no autonomy across the board. Okay, well now they have access to estates. If they're going to milk those, then even more trouble, huh? There we go. That colonist I was after for so long. And now we can colonize and keep moving. Oh, and that truce of ours is up. What am I going to do with you, New Scotland? There's actually a troubling thought, because you're kind of big and strong, bigger and stronger than I ever give you credit for. You did just beat up the USA after all. So, New Scotland. Yeah. My 40,000 should be able to take you on. I'm hemorrhaging a bit of money. But there's also the issue of you probably not having many forts, so let's just destroy them. It's not like I'm looking for a lot of land here, but that idea might change. Not set in stone. We also have 21,000 of Permaban troops backing us up, which always feels pretty good. Oh, I thought that was a fort, but it's a manufactory. Damn, these guys love manufactories. Just splitting up to get these... Yeah, maybe if I could maintain my train of thought for 5 seconds. I was splitting my units up just so I could get these converted before the enemies came in to pose a threat. I don't think we have to worry too much about it. We'll get these under occupation, but it's the capital we need down here or else we're going to lose ticking war score. And the USA is not going to give them military access, but they would give us military access. Of that I'm fairly sure. I mean, the Americans love us. I wonder how they are on fleet though. Probably pretty good. Aye, with heavy fleets like that. Okay, we'll do it then. As soon as our diplomat is back, we'll get that military access through the Americas and destroy them. Taking a mission that'll give me 1 stability. It's almost like I'm expecting my ruler to die. But damn, what's with all these great rulers? I don't deserve it, almost. Let's go and take down the Scots. The new Scots. Jake, why didn't you just threaten war? You only needed 1 province. Listen, we just don't see things the same way, I think. Why not go to war? Besides, it's a good opportunity to crush the Scots before they get too egg-headed. They did, after all, crush my good ally, the USA. I'll have to take out English Columbia as well. They're subject to England, so what about England? Allied with Castile, Portugal, and... I didn't even think these guys still existed. Portugal have the Azores and probably not much else. Castile have their capital in Fernando Po and probably not much else. England have... what? Exactly. Yeah, go figure. Also, good job, Scotland. You got some of your land back. You show promise yet. You don't trust me at all, but still, like I said, promise. Okay, do I want another colonial nation here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have to core the stuff as well. I might as well. I mean, it's not doing any harm, is it? Might as well crush the Scots too. Come on. Stand still so I can Highland clear you. It's more like it. I actually fought pitifully there, but they don't need to know that. Once upon a time I would force march my way through this. But those days, well, that's why it's called Once Upon a Time. Good night, Scotland. This is where Hearts of Iron battle plans would come in handy like you wouldn't believe. But we don't have them, so let's not lament their non-existence. Jinx. I just want to play some Hearts of Iron. It is true. But I can relax to this. Jinx, it's 6 PM already. Where does time go? I've been at this for almost 6 hours, but I was keen to get Permafrost finished ASAP. I don't think I'm going to manage it today, though. There's just too much colonization that needs to be done. Which means the next time I'm going to stream this, it's going to be such an anti-stream. I can take this and just score 5 provinces, and then that should be alright.